Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the most viewed youth television program today, brought to you by CAN-TV, and that is the West Garfield Park Youth Council television show. Once again, we are back with another influential and enlightening show for you all this evening. I have another powerful guest with me this evening. She's going to entertain you all and let you all know who she is, what she's about, and what she does to empower young people all over the city in Chicago. And we want you all to please sit back, relax, have your thinking caps on, and call us in with those questions at 312-738-1060. So, without further ado, let's get the ball rolling, shall we?
We shall.
Good evening, everyone. My name is David Elam, and I'm the President Emeritus of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, which is sponsored by Fathers Who Care. Fathers Who Care is a nonprofit organization on the west side of Chicago within the West Garfield Park community. Again, everyone, my name is David Elam, and I'm the President Emeritus of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is comprised of 30 youth, which has increasingly grown since our last season, whose main focus is to be nonviolent youth citizens and empower young people in our community. We invite young people, especially from the ages of 13 to 24 years old, to come out and see what we're all about. We meet every Monday at 4540 West Washington Boulevard from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And we would like young people to come out and see what we're all about. Our show will be scheduled every Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. Again, that's every Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. We would also like people to call in with their comments and questions for tonight's show at 312-738-1060. Again, that's 312-738-1060. Our show can also be viewed online at www.cantv.org/live. Again, that's www.cantv.org/live. Well, everyone, I notice you all see a beautiful young lady sitting to my right. So I'm going to give her the opportunity now to please introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Darcel Washington. I'm a mentor as well as the founder of Mentoring You. Mentoring You is a college and career readiness program. It's for middle school and high school students. We take our students by the hand and walk them through the process of getting prepared for college and getting prepared for jobs. We work with middle school students as well as high school students, and we really work with students from low-income communities. And so that's a bit about Mentoring You. They can visit our website to learn more about us, www.mentoringyou.net, and they can go on the website.
Okay, and I want to thank you, Ms. Washington,
Yes.
for being a guest on tonight's show.
Thanks so much for having me, David.
Anytime, anytime. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, my name is David Elam, and I'm the President Emeritus of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. You're watching a live interactive television broadcast brought to you today by CAN-TV, Channel 21. During the next 25 minutes, me and Ms. Washington are going to be discussing the topic of empowering and mentoring young women. And we want you all to please call in with your questions and comments at 312-738-1060. Again, that's 312-738-1060. We want to use this show this evening, Ms. Washington, to entertain and use it to empower young women. So we want to reach the young women who are watching, and young people as well watching, to understand what it means to be virtuous young women, what it means to be empowered, what it means to take up on a role of having a female mentor in your life to show you how it is to present yourself as being a young woman. And I have a few questions for you, if that's okay.
That's fine, totally fine.
First question. Why is it important to empower young women?
It's important to empower young women because so many young women oftentimes don't have a support system. And so it's important to empower them and to show them love so that they can feel comfort and so that they could actually reach their full potential. So empowering young women is vital, especially in the low-income communities, because so many young women are growing up in low-income families, single-family homes, and so they need some support, they need some love, and they need to know that someone is there to support them and be there to help guide them as they go through different trials in life.
How do you, Ms. Washington, with the organization that you do, Mentoring You, how do you yourself empower young women?
I empower young women by showing them love, being a support system for them, just really letting young women know that I'm there. They can count on me. They can call me. I try to support them in any way that I possibly can, whether it's, listening to them over a phone conversation, taking them to lunch, and just letting them know that they're great, that they're valuable, and that they can actually accomplish anything that they set their minds to.
I agree 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning into tonight's show, my name is David Elam. I'm the President Emeritus of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. Our guest this evening is Ms. Darcel Washington, Executive Director over Mentoring You, and we are discussing the topic of empowering young women. And I want to pose a question to the viewing audience that's watching this evening to please call in and respond to the following question at 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. The question that I want to pose to you all: how should you empower? Why is it important for, I don't like to call women old. I don't use that terminology. I use the terminology of mature. So why is it important for a mature woman to empower a younger woman? Please call in and respond to that question at 312-738-1060. The question again is, why is it important for mature women to empower young women? And I want you all to please call in and respond to that question at 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. Ms. Washington, I want to say that I'm enjoying you so far.
Thank you so much. I'm enjoying being here.
If you could you please give us a little bit more information on Mentoring You and what exactly that is and what inspired you to get involved and what was your drive to want to be a mentor in the lives of young women today?
Sure. So I grew up on the west side of Chicago. I remember being in the classroom and we didn't have adequate resources, so there was times where we had to share books. The teachers oftentimes would make Xerox copies, and so we would have to take Xerox copies home. And so that pretty much puzzled me, and so I wanted to come back to my community and provide resources, adequate resources, adequate educational resources, so that students could feel empowered and they could have supplies and they could get exposed to college and career readiness. And so that was really what birthed Mentoring You. We partner with schools, we partner with youth organizations as well as churches, just helping the students walk through that process of getting prepared for college as well as the workplace, and to actually have that exposure, because so often in low-income communities, students don't have exposure to college and career resources. And so that's where Mentoring You, we're coming to fill in that gap. And so that's what we're all about. So if there's any schools that would like to partner with us, any churches, any youth organizations, please go to our website, www.mentoringyou.net. Thank you so much.
And I see we have our first caller of the evening.
Great.
We're going to entertain a few calls, and we're going to come back to you, Ms. Washington.
Okay.
Is that all right?
That's all right.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with Ms. Washington. Your comment or question, please.
Hi, yes. I would like to answer your question you made earlier.
Yes.
Okay. I feel that it is important for a mature woman to empower a young woman, because it gives that younger woman a mentor to look up to. Because I'm pretty sure some girls at home don't have those parents to look up to. So for someone who they work with or someone who they met outside to show them the way of life, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
I agree 100%.
Yes.
Yeah. Ms. Washington, what impact do you think young women could make in their community? How can they come together in a collaborative effort to not only better themselves, not only to better empower and better others, but their communities in which they live?
I think if more young women work together, then we could actually change communities. We could change blocks. We could change households. I think it's important for young women to embrace one another, because when they embrace one another and they love one another, then they can support each other and they could build a family and a sisterhood, because that's what all young women really need. They need to know that they have someone that actually cares about them, and they have someone that can have their back, basically.
So some advice that you would like to, stress to in the lives of young women today. What advice would you give? What advice would you give to them? Because nowadays a lot of our young people, I'm not just targeting the young women, but the young men as well. Young people as a whole, they seem to, be lost. They seem to yield a lot. So what advice would you give to young people who are, just feel that all is lost, everyone is giving up on them.
Right.
They have nowhere else to turn. What advice could you give a young person like that?
Well, I would tell them that they are powerful beyond measure. I would tell them that they have gifts and talents that God has put in them, that they can reach their goals, they can reach their potential. I would tell them that it's actually a valuable tool to just wake up in the morning and say, I am powerful statements, I am brilliant, I am intelligent, I am smart, I am loved. And when you continue to say those things and you continue to hear those powerful affirmations, then you begin to actually believe it. You'll start to feel it and you'll start to walk into it. So I would tell young people to continue to keep your head up, no matter what you go through in life, no matter what struggles that you might encounter, that is a part of life, but you don't have to stay there. It is hope. You can continue to move forward. You can continue to thrive. You can continue to accomplish your goals and really reach your full potential.
So is it safe to say that in the lives of young people, all is not lost?
No, all is not lost. There's so much hope. There's so much hope. These young people have a really awesome opportunity to be great and to reach their full potential and to really prosper and excel in life.
I agree. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, my name is David Elam, and I'm the President Emeritus of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, and my guest this evening is Miss Darcel Washington, and we are discussing the topic of empowering and mentoring of young women. And I hope you all heard the question I posed earlier, and I'm going to pose that question again. And I would really like for you all to call in and give us your response to the following question. Why is it important for mature women to empower younger women? Please call in and respond to that following question at 312. Give us your thoughts. 312-738-1060. Again, that's 312-738-1060. A little background about the West Garfield Park Youth Council and some of the things that we do over at the West Garfield Park Youth Council. We are a nonviolent organization on the west side of Chicago in the West Garfield Park community. Some of the things that we discuss at the West Garfield Park Youth Council with our young people: preventing all forms of substance abuse, school and gang violence, anti-bullying, cyberbullying, teen dating awareness, avoid being a victim of peer pressure, conflict resolution, that's a big one, youth empowering their community, how to promote a safe and drug-free community, and mentoring future leaders. And I would like to give a special shout out to members of the Youth Council. I would like to give a shout out to Kiana, Shania 1 and 2, Bruce, Vicky. Who else? Who else is there? Big Man. I would like to give a shout out to AJ, Shanta. Who else? Who else is there? Amari. Hi, Amari, Shanta. Reverend Jones as well, and everybody else out there. I would like to give a shout out to you all, because you all are infamous young people in the community on the west side, and we are doing what we do to make our communities once again safe. And I see we have a few more callers, and we're going to ascertain the rest of those calls. Okay. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Miss Darcel Washington. Your question or comment, please.
Question.
Hello.
What is the biggest issue young women face today?
Ooh, that's a big one. He said, what is the biggest issue you think young women face today?
I would say one of the biggest issues that young women face is self-esteem, having low self-esteem. A lot of young women, they really struggle with confidence and loving themselves. And so self-esteem is really a big issue.
And why do you think that is?
Well, I think it goes back to some young women not really knowing their value or their worth. Oftentimes, young women struggle with identity, trying to figure out who they are, you know. And so I think that really plays a big part when it comes to self-esteem, because they look for value in other places and they don't look for value within themselves.
I see we have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Miss Darcel Washington. Your comment or question, please.
This Quan.
Hello?
And I was asking, what does empowerment mean?
Could you say that again?
Empowerment mean.
Okay. What does it mean? What does the word empowerment mean?
Empowerment. I think empowerment means to lift up. Empowering means to move forward, to embrace. Empowering means to just be of a good spirit, you know.
And I want to interject off of what you said. All young people out there listening, all young people out there watching, all young people who are just, young.
Yes.
All is not lost.
No, it's not.
Nothing you do isn't lost. Someone is always watching.
Yes.
Never think that what you do or what you say or what you may be about, no one is watching. There's always someone out there who's willing to give you a second chance.
Very true.
I can speak to existence to that, which brought me to the West Garfield Park Youth Council and Reverend Jones and the young people. Young people, you do have a voice. I want to let you all know that you do have a voice, and
Definitely.
your voices will not be heard if you do not open your mouths. As the old saying goes, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So we have to stand together. We have to come together in a collaborative and collective effort to fix the ills in the neighborhood. Because if it is to be, it must begin with me. So we have to come together in a collaborative and collective effort to better our communities. And I see we have another call.
Okay,
They're
great.
rolling tonight, aren't they?
They are. That's awesome.
That's a good thing. Caller, you're on the air with Miss Darcel Washington. Your comment or question, please.
Hi, my name is Nikki, and I was wondering, how can the community help to empower young women?
That's a great question, Nikki. I believe that if the community worked together and really support one another, then we could change blocks, we could change communities. So it's not about a one-person show, but it's about a collaborative effort of youth organizations working together, schools working together, churches working together to really change the community and to change the lives of other young people, you know?
And with your organization, do you have any upcoming events that you're doing or anything like that? Would you like to announce those?
Sure. So we'll actually be at the Oak Park Public Library in the community room, which is on the first floor, on April the 28th. At 5 o'clock p.m. we'll do a workshop about budgeting, how to budget for college before and after college. I'll also have Thrivent, they'll be joining me. Thrivent is a organization, a financial organization. So they'll be there, as well as Made Pro. So that's coming up. So we are inviting for middle school students to come, high school students, parents to come. That's April 28th on a Friday at 5 o'clock p.m. at the Oak Park Public Library.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, and we'll also, next month in May, we'll be at the Peace Hub at the Gary Comer Center. So I'll actually be presenting myself, as well as Dr. Carol Collum. We'll be presenting, talking about building positive relationships, with mentors and with mentees, and to actually help more youth so that we can help stop some of the violence that's happening here in Chicago. And so they could actually visit peacehubchicago.org York to register for those workshops. It's a free full-day event. They'll get free lunch as well as free breakfast and lunch. So it's a phenomenal organization. It's about 200 youth organizations that actually come together under one roof to solve problems and to synergize, to come up with ideas to help stop so much violence.
And if they want to get involved, here's how you all can get involved with the information. It's April 28th from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Oak Park Library. And also this one as well. We have this one as well that they can get in contact with. So how would they get in contact if they wanted to reach you? How would they get in contact with these events?
Sure. So they can actually visit our website at www.mentoringyou.net. You is spelled YOU.net. They can email us at mentoringyouinfo@gmail.com. They can also call us at 630-296-7246.
Okay.
And we're looking for mentors, we're looking for volunteers, and we're looking for schools and other organizations to partner with us.
Okay, and I see we have another caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Miss Darcel Washington. Your comment or question, please.
I just wanted to know, how do you make a difference in your community?
I make a difference in my community by helping young people reach their potential, by volunteering at schools, volunteering to just take time to invest in someone else's life. That's how I make a difference, and giving back, volunteering at the food drives and food pantries.
So why do you think it's important for, I'm gonna ask the question to you that I posed to the viewing audience really quick, and then we're gonna jump back onto these calls.
Sure.
Why do you think it's important for mature women to empower younger women?
It's important for mature women to empower young women because young women need to see an example of what a real woman looks like. They need to see an example of what a positive woman looks like. And so that's why it's so important, because oftentimes when young women don't see an example and they don't have an example or a mentor right in front of them, then sometimes it's easy for them to steer off or do things that they might not be of a best benefit for them. So empowerment from an older woman to a younger woman is essential, especially within our community.
So that's key.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Okay, we're gonna get back to these calls.
Okay, great.
Hello, caller. You're on the air with Darcel Washington, Executive Director of Mentoring You. Your comment or question, please.
How can a woman make a change in the community?
Okay. How can a young woman make a change in the community?
A young woman can make a change in the community in several ways. She can volunteer time with helping to keep the community clean. She can, work together with other young women. They can come up with different ideas to, have block club parties on the block and just do, different things, and so that they can stay busy and, stay entertained, and so that they don't get involved with doing things that won't be of a good benefit for them.
Okay, what role do you play in the empowerment of young women?
Okay, so I actually have another program under Mentoring You called Scholar Chicks. I'm the co-founder of that, as well as Sean Krista. So Scholar Chicks is a pre-college program. It's for girls, high school girls who are getting ready to head off to college. And so we empower the young women by providing them with information, whether it's information with teaching them about how to eat healthy. When they go away to school, we talk to them about self-esteem, how to get along with their dorm mates. So we talk about dorm room etiquette. And so that's one of the ways that I help to empower young women. That's a free program for the young women to get involved in. And they can just, visit our website, mentoringyou.net. Mentoring You, you is YOU.net. And, we can go from there. But that's one of the ways.
And I heard through the grapevine that you're a member of the West Garfield Park Community Stakeholders. Is that correct?
I am. That is correct.
Yes, and that's a powerful group on the west side of Chicago. if I do say so myself.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yes, it's an awesome group of young
Yes.
people coming together to, have awesome ideas of how to better the community and how to uplift one another. So I think that's a really great thing. That's something that's highly needed, especially on the west side of Chicago.
I agree 100% as
Yes.
well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning into the show, my name is David Elam, and I am the President Emeritus of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And my guest this evening is Ms. Darcel Washington, Executive Director over Mentoring You. And we are discussing the topic of empowering and mentoring young women. I want to reach out to all young people to please come out and join the West Garfield Park Youth Council. We meet every Monday at 4540 West Washington Boulevard from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. For more information about the West Garfield Park Youth Council, you can visit our website at www.fatherswhocare.org, or you can contact us directly at 773-287-5821. Again, that's 773-287-5821. We're always looking for intellectual and motivational young people to please come out and check our group out. We don't turn anybody away, and I guarantee you that once you walk in a lost young person, if you come in lost, or if you don't have anything, or if you need any mentorship, you will come out strong. A strong young person, because we have young people who have entered our doors and came out and still with us today, who have molded and shaped into powerful, intellectual, educational young people. And that's what we do. We strive to be nonviolent youth citizens on the west side of Chicago, and we spread abroad, not only on the west side, but we spread about the west side, the south side, the north side, and the east side. We're all over. We're not just in this area, but we're all over the place. And with the mentorship and the guidance of our also lovely mentor, Reverend Walter Jones, if I do say so myself.
He's so awesome.
He really is.
Yes.
He really is. I've been under his. That's the perfect example of what it takes to have a mentor. I've been under his wing for the past 7 years,
Okay.
and you can see the type of young man that I've become, the type of
Excellent
young man
man.
that I'm showing other young men to be.
Yes.
That all is not lost.
It's not.
No one will ever give up on you. No
Right.
one will ever turn the other cheek, because they are out there to look out for you, as he's done for me and as I'm
Yes.
doing to other young people.
Yes, you're doing
So,
great work.
the information and what I've gained and the knowledge that I've endured over the past years, it's my job now to empower and pour into the lives of young people.
Okay.
As well you with your organization
Yes.
and the empowerment of the young women that you do. So I want to thank you once again for the work that you do.
Yes,
and I
thank
want to
you.
commend you, Ms. Darcel Washington,
Thank you so much. I
for
appreciate
an
that.
awesome job with your organization.
Thank
and
you.
I dearly hope that we do more work with you, with your organization, and you come out one day to one of our youth council meetings.
Sure,
and
I would love to
empower
do that.
our organization and empower the young people in
Yes.
our organization. And once again, I want to thank you again for being a guest tonight on tonight's show.
Thank you so much
All
for
young
having
people
me.
from the ages of 13 to 24 years old, please come out to the West Garfield Park Youth Council. We meet every Monday from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at 4540 West Washington Boulevard. And Darcel, thank you for being a guest.
Thank
Please
you for
tune
having
in.
me.
Please tune in next week. We'll be back once again. We love you. God bless you. Thanks again. Good night.